Okay, now we're in. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Let's get it.
Boing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am here, the one and only Speedy Pete. Speedy Pete, how are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm going to call you Speedy Pete for the rest of this.
Yeah.
So, can I get your actual name and occupation?
Yeah. My name is Peder Bergsland, and I'm a sales manager at the shoe company called Fliteless.
Nice. And we have known each other for how long, Mr. Speedy Pete?
Ouch. I would say probably 8 years, maybe, since we met up at Folgefonna for some skiing action. Yeah.
Is that 8 years ago?
Yeah. Weren't we like 22, 23?
How much conviction can you say that with? How sure are you of 8 years? I haven't counted, so I actually have no idea.
No, it's going to be... No, actually 6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years. I thought
I
it
was
was more.
23, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was a young child. Yes, we have known each other for a while, and it's through the Norwegian ski industry.
That's correct.
Which is where the coolest people in Norway, as far as I'm concerned, come from.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I've never interacted with people outside of it. So, no. No, we skied together, and we hung together, and we did mad tricks and cool stuff together. How did you get into skiing?
The most obvious question is I'm Norwegian, so...
Good answer.
Hey, thank you. My family loves skiing, so all my mom, my dad skis, my sisters and brothers ski, and then I'm the youngest of four. But I'm the only one that kind of kept on skiing hard for many years.
Skiing hard.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. But that recently has come back to bite you in the ass.
Yes, it has. So,
what happened?
Last Saturday, 10 days ago, I went to hit the big jumps at Vyller in Oslo, and 30-year-old me didn't like the impact of the bottom of the second jump at Vyller.
Did you overshot it?
I didn't overshot it. I just landed straight sideways.
Is that from lack of skill or lack of trying?
Both.
Okay.
No, it was also a moment of just stupidity, because it usually happens when you're not thinking about what you're doing, because I wasn't supposed to do anything. I was just going to do a switch 180.
Switch 180 being a backwards entry with a forwards exit.
Yes.
180 degrees for the layman.
Yep. And I just went out of balance and hit my face. So I got concussed and pretty badly bruised in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. In the Netherlands. Okay, the Nether region.
So my entire penis and balls are actually blue. My right thigh is completely yellow, and my right butt cheek is blue.
Why the different colors?
Blood. Somehow.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
I will take this and go on my merry way.
Yeah, so it was interesting to actually have not only blue balls, but blue balls.
Yeah, okay.
So that was...
it's not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling.
Not a good feeling.
No, but yeah, I felt pretty stupid. Especially like coming in from the first jump where I did a switch cork 7.
Nice. Backwards entry.
Yeah.
Backwards exit. 2 spins.
2 rotations, landing backwards. So felt pretty confident coming into the next jump. Just going to, do a 180 and then just completely missed out.
Oops.
So I've been on sick leave for 10 days, back to work yesterday, and it feels like shit still.
Heavy. Feels like shit still.
Yeah.
Should you be back at work then?
Probably not, but when we're in a small business of only 3 people working there, 3.5, we need to be there to run stuff.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That is what startup life demands of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Are you a startup still?
I would definitely say we're a startup. I've actually had this discussion with friends earlier, like, for how long can you say that you're a startup? Is it a special amount of time that has to pass? Or is it until you've have a certain amount of employees or net annual income?
Okay. Because I feel like now, these days, the word startup, at least in Norway, it has like a positive connotation.
Definitely.
Like we're grassroots, we're core, we're starting up. We know what we're doing because we're fresh. Kind of like trust us, we're young, we're fresh, we got it.
Yeah.
So at what point can you stop adding that to your marketing material? What did you decide on? Did you come up with something?
We actually never did market that we are a startup.
You never told anybody we're a startup working on.
No, like meeting people directly, like our wholesale customers and like people we know and we meet in real life. Of course, we tell them we just started up a couple of months ago. We're new in this business, but outwards we wanted to seem like we have experience and know what we're doing, so we didn't want to seem like newbies.
Yes.
And that's also
I see the value in that.
Yeah, that's also because my two colleagues, Johan and Anders, they have previously started a big successful company called Swims, which they sell their clothing in 40 different countries. It was recently bought up by an American investment company. So they have the experience and the name and the business from before. So, but we are most definitely still a startup.
Okay. And we have beaten around the proverbial bush.
Yeah.
What is the company?
The company, as I said in the introduction, is Fliteless, and we make the most comfortable dress shoes in the world.
Period. In the world, period.
In the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a brave claim. Can you back it up?
Yeah, actually, give me 1 second.
He brought props. He was so prepared. He brought props. That's a good guest. That's a good guest to start with. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Couple of babies. I don't know your size, but I just remember you have big ass feet.
Big ass feet is correct. I am indeed a size either 46 or 47. How accurate were you?
Those are 45 and a half, but they're big.
That I can fit.
They're big.
These are dope.
And as I said, we make dress shoes, but of course we're in Norway, so we also have to make some stuff that fits 6 months of our year, which is snow and rain and crap. So I thought I brought something that you might actually wear, because I assume you don't wear too many dress shoes these days.
Hell yeah, this is dope.
Yeah,
I'm a very functional man when it comes to my own money.
Yeah.
When it comes to spending on shoes, I like shoes that work.
And that's the whole point.
In all fairness, these do.
Yeah. And that's the whole point with the shoe, that it has a practical point to it, which is the yellow bounce pads that you can see on the side here.
The bounce pads.
The bounce pads.
So explain that to me.
Usually you don't have bounce pads in shoes, but I
can feel the rest of the shoe is stiff and the bounce pad is soft.
Yes. That's because we've made a anatomical pattern where we've put what we call bounce pads on the pressure points of the foot, which is the heel and the toe ball. To keep the rest of the shoe stiff and sturdy and feeling sturdy, all of it is stiff except those pressure points. So you feel softness and comfort where you need it the most, because the rest of the foot usually almost doesn't touch the shoe inside. You just want the hard spots to feel cushioned.
Okay.
And that's why we've also chosen to expose those bounce pads to actually show what's inside. So it's not just a gimmick, like, we splashed some color on it, and now it looks different. We're showing you what's inside, so you can touch and feel it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
This I appreciate.
Yeah. No,
This is dope.
It's pretty dope. Yeah.
We've done a lot of product naming now, a lot of product dropping, a lot of boasting and bragging and showing, and I will continue to do that.
Had to do it on them.
Had to do it on them, as they say.
Yeah.
No. I'll wear those with pride. I'm really, really pumped. Thank you very much, man. And
You're welcome.
dope. I got no shoes
Thanks for
today.
being the first guest on the podcast.
Okay, you're the host now.
Yeah.
Thanks for being my first guest on the podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers. This being the first podcast, this is still a work in progress. Some kinks that need to be worked out. Some things I know very obviously and instantly, but so far so good.
Yeah.
But it helps to not be so conscious over it. Otherwise you get too caught up.
Yes, sir.
I wrote man of business and hip hop culture. Are you a man of business and hip hop culture?
That's a leading question, but I would say yes, I am.
Yes.
Mostly because I then obviously do business and I care for hip hop.
Okay. Nice. There you go.
Even though it might not look like it.
Look like it. Okay. And the reason for that being, you're a man of fashion.
Yes.
You're a man who cares about the way he looks.
Yes.
Give a
Might
shit.
not look like it right now, but I do.
Yeah, you look great. Fantastic.
But now actually, those two worlds are blending pretty well together. So many famous rappers now are style icons as well. A$AP Rocky, for instance.
Okay.
He did the whole babushka thing.
What is the babushka thing?
No, he met at some, I think it was like the New York Fashion Week or something like that. He met up dressed with like a what do you call it? Yeah, there we have a photo of him. Get it up there.
So he wore a headscarf.
A headscarf, looking like a old Russian lady.
We're looking at a picture of it now.
And that was, of course, he's a style icon, but he also cleverly did that to kind of foreshadow the drop of one of his songs. I think it's called Babushka as well.
It's called Babushka Bitches Are My Favorite.
Yes, exactly. So this was before that song dropped and he talked about it. But still, it takes some guts to...
Is this a thing? Like, is this something he wants to do regularly, or does he just do it once to show off?
I don't think it's a thing yet, but I did see a photo of the rapper Lil Yachty do the same thing the other day as well.
Yeah, but that's so weird with something so specific as a headscarf. Like, he's clearly just biting his style then.
No, but you have that kind of gangster style with the towel on top of your head.
Oh, yeah, so of course.
I think it was just an Instagram post like 2 days ago or something.
Is it from Lil Yachty's Instagram?
Yeah, I think so. It might have been a
I have the
story.
technology to pull up.
But yeah, so from the whole like towel on top of your head, it's not that far going to...
I think we're shit out of luck.
Then it was probably a story.
I will have to do some research on my own time and clip it into the podcast. Yep. If you didn't see it here, then I never found it. I'm sorry. But I'm sure it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the point? Is there a statement being made there? And if so, like, is it a statement that he wants people to copy?
No, I think he just, wants to do whatever feels right for him that day. Okay. And I don't know why that would feel right. Yeah. I like that I don't like how it looks, but I like that he did it. Okay. If that makes sense.
You like that he was brave enough to try it.
Yeah.
But maybe his execution was a little bit flawed.
I don't know.
In which case, like, can you call him a style icon? Because I feel like an icon is something you have to look up to and idolize almost, like as a role model. Are you Or okay, I don't know.
I hear what you say, but just because I don't idolize someone doesn't mean he or her is an idol in other people's eyes.
No. But the implications of being an idol is that you're somebody that other people want to emulate or imitate. Imitate. In which case, like, at what point can he turn around and just say, "Hey, you're biting my style," like Kanye West did with a pink polo? Kanye West rocked a pink polo way before anybody else, and then he called everybody out for wearing them. Like, can you just be proud that people are trying to imitate you and then move on to the next trend? Or are you so insecure in your ability to create new trends that you have to just hate on the people who copied the one you've been doing it for years?
Yeah. Two things on that, actually. A$AP Rocky recently said that he felt like he was able to do what he did today or does today because of Kanye West.
Okay. I feel like that's a cop-out. You just throw Kanye West's name as a role model and you can get away with anything because he's crazy.
Yeah. And secondly, I've been listening to this podcast called Dissect. While I've been concussed.
Nice.
And which dissects great albums, especially hip-hop albums. And this one season dissects one of Kanye's albums, Dark, Beautiful, Twisted Fantasy.
Great album.
Yeah. But he goes through all of his albums and all of the songs on that album. And a lot of what he says is you can actually hear Kanye West saying in interviews as well that he uses his flamboyantness to cover up his insecurity.
Yeah, that's clear.
That's clear. Here we have a photo of him in his pink polo.
Yeah.
So
it looks ridiculous.
That's kind of I would say that's kind of an answer to your question. Like, why couldn't he just think it's cool that people were now wearing pink polos because of him instead of attacking people for not being individual?
Is there any rapper you can think of who does do that? Who treats it as a positive when somebody copies their style? Like maybe Jay-Z in the New York Yankees cap? As he said, I made that shit more famous than a Yankee can.
That's true.
Think he's proud of that?
Yeah.
Or people just stealing his shit?
Oh, if with like trends like that, it's always hard to say. It's almost always hard to say who actually started it. But if you're pretty sure that you started it, like for instance with A$AP Rocky with the babushka thing, if other rappers now do it, you can be pretty sure that they saw it's because of A$AP.
Yeah.
But a Yankees hat, I'm sure Jay-Z made it more famous, but Yankee caps have been sold for a long time.
Yes.
So
the Yankees made those famous.
Yes.
You think it's a bullshit claim? Maybe then
it's a bit bullshit claim.
No, Jay-Z, you're too brave.
Yeah, but again, there's the whole like competition thing with hip hop as well. Like every rapper thinks he or she is the best and the first to do something, and most of the time they're not.
Yeah, most of the time. Like Russian ladies were doing this way before A$AP Rocky. You're unoriginal. They can call them out now in their diss tracks.
The Russian babushkas are not on the red carpet.
Yeah, but they're at home making sick, fat beats, and they're going to drop some diss tracks on him. And there goes his career because some Russian lady called him out.
Snap. Win for that. Clap back. Mother Russia.
Oh, I think it's cool. I'm looking at this photo of him hanging out, looking exactly like Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Wow, what a boss. I mean, go for it. Why not? Full send. Is there a point where it can get just ridiculous? Like, what's too far? This kind of seems too far to me. He didn't wake up feeling like he wanted to wear a headscarf that day.
It's hard to say.
There's no way he was like, I'm going to be more comfortable if I wear a headscarf today.
No, but I think that if you're famous, it will always never be too much. If I were to do that, I would go out clubbing and go around with a headscarf like that. People would just think that dude's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And with a famous person, you would say, okay, that's kind of weird, but it's also kind of brave.
That's weird, isn't it? I mean, the icon status comes first in that sense.
Yeah.
You don't earn the fashion icon status. You earn the icon status, and then the fashion you can just toss in there whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
But it's, I think, for instance, with A$AP Rocky, it's different because, of course, he wears a lot of designer clothes, but it's not always just buying the most expensive stuff and then calling it, style or fashion. He actually, I feel that he actually contributes to the fashion industry.
Okay.
Unlike, I don't know, Migos.
Uh-oh.
We're just...
You're calling them out. They're going to come for you. You better be careful.
Cha-ching.
Okay, on that note, we'll take a short break. We're going to pause it. We're going to shout out some sponsors that I'm going to make up in the meantime, and we will be back.
Sweet.
This episode is most definitely not brought to you by Fliteless's Instagram page. Check them out over on @FlightlessTimes on Instagram. And check out their wild and crazy marketing featuring this guy. Don't know what his name is, but he's creeping me out, and I kind of like it. Go check him out. Give him some likes. Show them some love, and let them know where you came from. Speedy Pete, we are back.
Yes,
Part
sir.
2. This is where it gets fun.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know.
No,
I wasn't prepared.
Sounded ominous, but I didn't expect it to become that much more fun. But hey, we're back.
I was having a tough time as it was, and I was expecting worse. It's something I've been talking about a lot lately because I'm trying to change myself for the better, is fitness.
Okay.
You're a fitness dude. You're a man of the fit.
I wouldn't say that, but sort of, yeah.
I would.
Yeah, okay. If you said, then I'm down with it.
Anybody who's stronger than me, I qualify as a man of the fit.
Mm-hmm.
Or a woman of the fit, if you will. It's 2019. Women can do that now. Add fitness to a list of things women can do in 2019. I apologize to anybody who's offended by that already. I don't want to have to come back to it later, so this is going to save me time. You are a very practically fit man.
Yes.
In that you use your body to become fit.
Yes.
What are your favorite exercises, training methods, athletics?
I was introduced to rock climbing a couple of years ago when I went to college in the U.S., and I've always, or for many years, gone to the gym, but I've thought it was just really boring. I don't like to run, and I think lifting weights is super boring for more than 5 minutes. So I found I was introduced to rock climbing, which made a lot of sense to me because it's just really fun and gets your body in shape in I feel like a natural way, and it's natural way.
Strong fingers. That's the natural strength.
Using I like to grip stuff, rip it and grip it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't the first one to go there.
Yeah. No, yeah, it uses a lot of your own weight. You get nimble and flexible, and it's just fun. So you get stronger while having fun. That's kind of what I thought was most important. And then, of course, skiing, as we talked about earlier, where it's not, I don't see it as exercise, but it, grinding up and down the slopes for a couple hours 2-3 times a week actually does get you more fit. So
yes, it does.
Yeah,
I can vouch for that. I've never done leg day in my life, and I can still carry my own weight.
Yeah,
and I'm fat, so I think that bodes well.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was skiing today, as we talked about earlier before the recording, which is why we have this beautiful desktop from me skiing today. And My legs are so out of shape.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was deep snow and my skis were a little bit too narrow, so I had to lean back quite a bit. But
You had the park skis, not the
I
fat
did not
boys?
have the park skis. I had 106 millimeter underfoots, fat skis.
Yeah.
Not
All mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it everything kind of skis, but it was exhausting. Skiing is so much harder than I remember it being.
Yeah.
It used to be so easy.
Yeah. How young are you again?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good question. I will never put a date on that. But it really does. I mean, it's so chill sometimes, and then other times it's just the hardest leg day I can think of.
Yeah, like especially you went like powder skiing today, and that's usually a lot more tiring than just park skiing that we usually do.
Yeah.
Which is just like sliding around with no edges, and just like being sloppy. And if you don't stick the landing, you just call it style.
There you go. Oh no, we're throwing shade on the ski industry.
Yeah.
We don't need them coming after us as well. You've already got Migos. And
Oh snap! Forgot about that.
We're screwed.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So skiing is obviously a good workout as well.
Yep. So with all the workouts you do, I guess the overarching question is, what are you training for?
I usually say SK20.
SK20 Summer
Summit
Crop
Crop.
20.
Yeah.
Summer Body 2020.
Yeah, but I'm always 1 year ahead of schedule.
Nice.
So now we're in 2019. Now I'm working on 2020.
All right.
And in 2020, I'll be working on
SK
2021.
2020. I would vote for SK in 2020 in a heartbeat.
It's
got my that was a political joke, by the way. I don't think it went too well.
No, it didn't. took me a couple seconds.
Oh, okay. I'll put that one back in the back of my mind. I'll work
Save
on
it
it
for later, and I might be ready.
I'll work on it. I'll
Yeah.
work on it. A few more of these alcohol-free beers, and then we'll get there. But is there like a specific milestone that you're trying to reach with your training, or is it just?
Not necessarily just, boring answer, but just staying in shape so I can do what I like, which is like my rock climbing keeps me healthy, and it makes my skiing better, and it makes my golf, which I also play better.
Golf.
And
That's the fit man sports, I hear.
That's the fit man.
Young
Walking
people
out
only.
4 or 5 hours, grueling, intense heat.
Oh, wow. The Norwegian
And
intense
beers.
heats.
Yeah. Last summer was pretty hot, though.
Last summer was amazing. Yes.
But so that's like the general, but within those different segments, I usually have goals. Like within climbing, I want to climb this difficulty of routes, this amount of hang-ups. With skiing, I would like to, even though I'm currently in like a negative trend, just getting worse at skiing.
Uh-oh.
I still want to get better. That's
no.
that's why I fell 10
no.
days ago.
Getting worse at skiing.
Yeah.
That's not good. See, the way you combat that is you just change your style of skiing and say that you've moved on to something better. That's you go from park to backcountry, and then suddenly you're getting better at something again.
Yes.
And you never got worse.
Yeah, but I live in Oslo, and the backcountry is far away.
City live.
Yeah.
Man.
But I actually did go on my first kind of a real backcountry guys trip this winter to Japan.
Woo!
Woo, baby!
How was Japan?
Japan was freaking serious stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Serious stuff.
Yeah. You hear like the Japan, the powder is different than anywhere else, and you're like, okay, but how different is it? And it was just insane how light and deep, and how much it just snowed every freaking day, all day. No, it was the best skiing I've had.
Try not to jump over the table and strangle you.
Yeah,
because I'm getting very jealous. Japanese skiing, why is it held in such like crazy high regards?
just for the points that I just mentioned, the snow is actually better than anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere else,
Is it consistent?
Yes.
You can just go to Japan and bet on there being the perfect snow.
Of course, you have to be there in season, but it's like usually from mid-December to end of February, then you're safe. So we when we went there, they told us like the week before it had actually been like Easter, like slushy, not too much snow, and then a couple of days before we came, it just started like the big first storm of the year rolled in, and then it just dumped from mid-December, and then it doesn't stop until end of February. So they can go months without sun.
Oh my God.
And the other thing is that it's not that crowded.
Still?
Japanese people.
Yeah, everybody's obsessed with Japanese skiing.
Yeah, so most of the people skiing outside of the ropes were Westerners and some Japanese. Most Japanese sticks to the slopes, to the groomers.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
They don't know what they have.
Yeah, and also you can get all of this deep powder without leaving the resort, which is kind of unique.
That's nice. Saves you a lot of exercise.
Yeah. It gives you a lot of exercise as well because you get so many laps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true.
That's kind of the only bummer is that it's the mountains aren't very big.
Mm-hmm.
So the runs are really short. But for me, who's mainly a park rat and just now starting to, play a bit outside of the boundaries and going powder skiing, it's safe. Or it's not, safe, but it's not as risky as going off piste and Chamonix.
No. You're thinking in terms of avalanches. And
exactly, yeah.
Unknown weather conditions. Because avalanches they're not so prone to wooded areas.
Wooded areas?
Yeah. Wooded areas. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't say anything.
And it's not that steep. So that also sucks because you kind of need a lot of speed when it's so deep. But, you just don't care because you're just having a blast. But actually, there was one Norwegian guy who passed away in Japan like a month and a half ago.
Whoa.
So
really? From an avalanche?
From an avalanche. Like a police officer from Trondheim, I think.
Oof. Is he a good skier? Did he know what he was doing? Or
I assume that he was a good skier just because for most people, like going, or at least it seems like in Norway, if you're going to Japan to ski, you really enjoy skiing because why would you fly around the world to go ski when you could just fly a couple of hours down to the Alps?
That is very true.
That was the interesting thing because there's a lot of Australians there.
Okay.
Skiing, and they suck.
Yeah, well,
not all of them.
They're the Danish of the South, is what I hear.
Danish of the South, yeah.
Okay. Well, I like Australians. Australia doesn't like me, but they're good people. I don't want to transition so abruptly, but I kind of do because I have a grievance that I want to air. I need to get it off my chest. It is about a car that I recently purchased, which is a 2000 Land Rover Defender 90. It's a beautiful car. It's one of my dream cars. Here's a picture of it. And it came to me broken. This is a big issue.
So tell me, how does it just come to you? Did you test it before you bought it? I
did. I test drove it and it worked and it was cool. And the guy who sold it clearly didn't know much about Land Rovers because when we test drove it, we were driving on roads and he had it in a low geared range, which is reserved for speeds under 40, 50 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Which implies that he had been driving it 40, 50 kilometers an hour in the lowest gear ranges, which means he's probably been destroying the gearbox. But hey, good for him. So he sold it to us, and we spent about 2 or 3 hours. A friend of mine and I, we went down there. It's about a 4-hour train ride down there. checked out the car. I mean, it looks pretty from the outside because you just had it repainted in Poland.
Yeah.
Poland is never a good sign.
I just heard the word repainted in Poland. Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to used cars and you see that it's gone from one place to Poland to you, learn from my mistake.
Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, that's a bad move, but still seemed like a pretty good deal. Went around, checked the car, and I went underneath it, and on the chassis, the thing that holds the car together, there was a plate, like a metal plate that had been welded onto it.
Okay.
And this could be one of two things when it comes to Land Rover Defenders. The main one and the most common one is that it's rust, and they cut out a square and they put it over the rust to cover it. And it's a pretty strong weld. Usually it's pretty good. The weld looked kind of sloppy, but I mean, whatever. It's a Defender. It's used. So I asked the guy, I said, this looks pretty bad. And he did not claim to know anything about it. He didn't say anything. He didn't correct me or anything. So I went off my assumption that it was rust because that's very common with Defenders. Yeah. I was like, okay, fine, it's rust. And then the other thing it could have been, which it actually turned out to have been, is that it's actually physically holding the chassis together. Like the chassis was cracked. It was in a crash and it's cracked and now it's fucked.
So they just took a plate.
Yes.
And welded it on.
Somebody crashed it, very, very strong, devastating crash, and they welded a plate to try to keep it together, which is bad. You should not do that. If it is deformed, you get a new chassis and you move on. So, me not knowing what I was doing, because this is one of my first cars.
One of your first car, or?
One of my first cars. Yes, I'm very early in the car collecting stage. So, this is...
What's your first car?
Audi A3 e-tron, 2018.
You have that now?
I do have that now.
You have two cars now?
I do have two cars right now.
Sexy.
I'm a collector of sorts.
Yeah.
In the making. But I took the car and it wasn't registered yet in Norway. So I took it to get registered. And they laughed at me and they said, look, here's a paper that we gave to you 4 months ago. Here's everything that's wrong with it, and it's still broken. All this stuff is still wrong. And I looked at the paper, and I didn't know any of this. He hadn't told me any of this shit. And on the paper, it said car had been in a massive crash, and the chassis was deformed. So, of course, I don't want the car anymore. Nope. But I signed the contract. The car sold as is, which, I mean, it sounds like it covers your ass, right? But I looked into the law, because I'm a lawyer now, in the making, as much as I'm a car collector.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cover your ass. And now the dude owes me my money, and he's going to take this goddamn car back because I don't want it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think I've heard that from when it comes to buying apartments or homes and cars as well, that the as-is thing is not as bulletproof as you think.
No.
It still has to be safe or within a certain, uphold to normal standards, I guess.
Yep.
So you're going to get your money back, maybe.
Oh, that'd be nice. But it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would because the dude is the least smart human I have met this year, maybe in the past few years. And he's been ignoring my calls. So I think every time I call him now, I try to use a different number. I just keep borrowing friends' phones until he picks up, and he picks up always because he's super happy. Hello, nice to meet you. And then I say, hey, it's Kyle. And, oh, fuck. Just hear him break down on his breath. Okay, what do we... So now he has finally come to terms with the fact that the car is broken, but he's going to defend this to the death, and as am I. So I'm getting my fucking money back. But it's going to take a while, and it's killing me. Do you know anything about this that I can use to my advantage?
No, when I lived in the States, my first car that I bought was a Range Rover Vogue.
What?
Yeah.
That was the first car you bought when you lived in the States?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you set the bar high.
Yeah. I thought it was a steal.
Okay.
And it wasn't.
Uh-oh.
Because it's just the same thing, not completely the same thing, but everything just breaks down with that car.
Yes.
What
year was it?
It was like a 2008.
2008. Yeah. Does it still have the variable suspension? Like did it at the time? Like, did it have the airbag suspension?
I don't know.
Okay. That's one of the biggest problems with those.
Yeah. No, it's just everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and those parts are expensive.
In the States, especially.
In the States, especially. So I switched that out for a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Volkswagen Rabbit. What is that?
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea what that.
No, they don't. They don't do it in Europe, or they do. It's a Volkswagen Polo, but in the U.S. they call it a Rabbit.
So a Volkswagen Polo is called a Rabbit. And oh my God, there's a truck version of it. That's cool.
This is like a 3-door, like
Yeah. Okay. That's a weird transition.
Going from a Vogue with tinted windows.
You went from gangster to wangster in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened? I thought you were cool.
Well, front wheel drive, action.
Oh, dude, as long as it gets you there, why not?
I love that car, and especially going up I-70, going skiing. And then when it was icy and snowing and stuff, you would see like big Hummers and trucks getting stuck in the snow. And my little Rabbit would just skip past them.
Oh, man, Skip, the little Rabbit. I believe in that car now.
Yeah.
I have total faith.
No, so I don't have any tips for your Defender.
How did you get rid of the Range Rover?
Like I traded the last fixes I had to do were so expensive that I just traded it in.
Okay. So
and to what's the word for that again?
A dealership?
Dealership, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
They bought it. They took it off me, and I.
Okay, so you didn't sell it to some dumb young car collector who's on his second car.
No.
Damn, you could have made some money.
Probably, yeah, but it didn't work. I couldn't drive it. So, and you
classic Range Rover problem.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like so. I don't have any tips for your Land Rover, but I didn't quite understand like the paper you got that you were sent. When did you buy this car? And
I bought the car about a month ago.
Yeah, and the paper is saying everything that was wrong with it.
Yes.
Was sent to the other guy, and he sent it to you, or how did that work?
So no, he did not send it to me. This is the problem. So he had clearly taken into 5SN before to try to get it registered, and they had told him the same thing, that the car had been in a massive crash and the chassis was fucked.
So
he knew about it. And then I have the paper here, and it's addressed to him with a date on it. It has his name on it. And it says the chassis is deformed. So I basically all I do is go to the authorities, whoever that is, and just say, look, and they show up to his door with a baseball bat, I guess. I don't know how they do it. Is that how police work?
And of course, like, I assume you asked him for, like, is there anything wrong with the car? And he said no.
Well, with that stuff, you're obligated to say.
Yeah.
That's not something you have to ask.
And that's why the as-is part does not
cover his as. No. You can sell something as is, but the as is implies that you know what is.
Exactly.
If you don't know that, then it can't really just be sold as is.
Yeah.
I mean, if I knew the car was broken, then I would never bought it. Yeah. No way. It's such a crazy burden to have. So I'm selling it back. Well, selling it back. He's taking it back, and he's giving me my money back.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on from this and buy a new one. Because I'm determined to have that car. No, not new. Oh. Maybe an older version of it.
Oh, even better.
But one that I know works. So I'm kind of pumped about that. Hopefully. We'll see. We will see. That is a tricky situation. I'm going to check the camera real quick.
Yep.
Take another pause. And we'll get more words from our sponsors.
that up, please.
This episode is also most definitely not sponsored by Speedy Pete's Instagram page. Go check him out anyway at Speedy_Pete on Instagram. Check out his sweet skiing backflips and all of his funny and wild antics because the dude's a cool dude and he deserves some love. Go give him some likes. Let him know where you came from. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We didn't go too far, but thank you to our sponsors for everything they've done for us, and that's nothing, so fuck you. So we've covered most everything that I wanted to bring up.
Sweet.
We're doing it. We're about 40-some minutes into this podcast thing. This is big news for me. We're finally getting there. I invested a lot of money in this stuff. Can you not throw gang signs in my podcast?
Sorry about that.
I'm going to get in so much trouble from all your gangster enemies.
Yeah, I have a lot of gangster enemies.
Do you?
That's correct. I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay. Of course. I want to talk a little bit about what you've got planned for the future and where your life is headed now.
Oh.
What do you have planned? Mr. Speedy Pete. Pete of Speed.
The Pete of Speed. The future? No. Right now is just busting my ass off, getting this shoe thing off the ground. And having a great time.
Oh my God, you prepared a fancy answer for a fancy question.
Yes, no, that's basically just working and having some fun in between.
Nice.
Skiing right now is getting healthy from my concussion. And
yes, what's the? Give me a timeline for your concussion recovery.
No, just like probably 2 more weeks.
Okay. Then you're back on skis, looking at computers, and
yeah, I'm looking at computers now, even though I probably shouldn't. But
whoa,
yeah, it's amazing. Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, jeez, you're in a lot of trouble. Your doctor's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Oh, and this year turning 30. So
turning 30.
Yep, as are many of my friends. So this is a year of 30-year birthday parties.
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor parties, weddings.
Are you scared of 30?
No.
You embrace it?
No.
Just
Nothingness.
Okay, nothingness. Have you thought about it? Have you put much thinking on it?
Everyone my age talks about it now, so of course I think about it. The only thing I think about is I should probably throw a party. Yeah.
Lay out the dirty 30 a la Speedy Pete.
Yeah. The last time I had a birthday party was when I turned 25, which was a surprise birthday from my girlfriend. So it's been a couple of years, so it's about time.
Yeah.
So where are you?
Hey, I want to know more about this birthday party. And where's my invite? How big of a party are we talking? What are you going for? Are you renting a club? Are you shutting it down? Are you going to the mall and buying out stores?
Painting Oslo red.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay. You're a man of many vague answers.
Yeah. No, I actually haven't planned anything at all.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
Our assistant didn't turn off their phone. Someone's getting fired for this. Okay. She stopped calling. We're good.
Was it Elise?
It was Miss Pee.
Feel Elise.
Oh.
Did you forget something?
No, but it's... Okay, I fixed.
Did you fix it?
The Bluetooth was connected to the podcast. So any noises I got on my phone might actually be in the podcast. Which we'll deal with when it comes up later.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, actually, it wasn't turned up. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
So, back at it. Sorry.
Back at it? No.
Back. Thank you for our sponsors for filling that gap.
Yep. No, most likely I'll probably collaborate with some friends on renting a nightclub and just inviting anyone who's anyone.
Nice.
Look out for that invitation.
Sometimes I'm pretty confident about that qualification.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, the wink. I got it.
It might get lost in the mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about this one. Kind of excited, kind of intimidated, a little bit nervous. I believe you're going to ask me about me.
What about you, Kyle?
Oh, nothing. No, I want to start with getting this podcast off the ground. I got bored with my day-to-day.
Yep.
Life gets pretty boring pretty quickly. So I thought this year I would change some things up and give myself shit to do.
Yeah.
And the first one of them being start a podcast. So I spent too much money on microphones and
cars.
All my 2 cars that I collect. So I kind of wanted this to become a way for me to reconnect with not only friends, but people who I think are accomplishing cool things and people who I think are going places and motivated to do cool things. Also, I want to start streaming video games because I play a lot of video games. Believe it or not.
Is that on Twitch?
On Twitch, yes, from a secret gamer tag that I will never tell.
Which games?
I don't know, anything and everything. It's me and my girlfriend. I mean, I spend so much time playing video games already, so I figured I should be a little bit productive at the same time. Maybe 2 hours each night shouldn't go towards whatever it is that I play at the moment. So we're going to start streaming. We're going to start doing all these cool things, and then I'm going to continue my day job. And that's going to fund the whole process.
Nice. Day job, which is photography.
I am a photo man. I take pictures for clients, and they pay me.
Nudes? Dick pics?
Did you say dudes?
Dudes and nudes?
No. No. Unfortunately, I'm not that cool. I can't handle the pressure of shooting nudes. Titties scare me.
Dicks? Dick pics? Can I say that?
There's not much of a market for that. I've tried. No, it's mostly just commercial stuff. If you don't know what it is I do or who I am, this is me talking to the audience.
Follow the link.
He said it, not me. Yes, I'll explain that in the future, maybe some way, shape, or form if people actually care. But for now, I am a YouTube podcast
star
guru in the making. Star, nice. I'll take that. So this is what I want to do now. I want to just have people over and chat about cool shit and see where they're going. I think the art of talking to people face to face is starting to disappear. I mean, when's the last time you've actually had like an hour-long sit-down face-to-face conversation with somebody?
Can I say yesterday?
You can? Was it your girlfriend?
No comment.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I just think it's too far and few and far between. It's something you do at parties for maybe 2 seconds where you pretend to be interested in whatever somebody's spitting in your face. Like, I don't want to call her out too hard, but this girl at a party I was at recently started showing me essential oils. And like, I don't care. And I started to realize that these conversations can be so much more interesting than they actually are. And I have a lot of room to learn about what it is that other people are doing. So I'm trying to expand my horizons and enjoy the company of others and really dig into other people's lives and discover what's going on.
But that poor girl probably thought you needed some essential oils.
No, there's I don't see any situation in my life where I need like a finger of peppermint oil on the inside of my mouth and on the back of my neck.
They're essential.
Like,
that's the point.
What is an essential oil? What is it? People, they latch onto these crazy things that somebody thinks is going to be popular, and then they just go for it, and they turn into a lifestyle. Like crystals are a lifestyle. Like, what the hell is a crystal?
Playing games online and having people watching you play games. It's crazy. What?
Yeah, that's just me. That's my vanity. That's what that is. That's me wanting to be desperately famous. Ninja did it, and he's rich as fuck. So I feel like
Ninja the rapper or someone else?
No, not Ninja the rapper. You're too stuck in the rap game. You don't know who Ninja is?
You don't know who Ninja is?
Yeah, Ninja from Dianthroid?
Yeah.
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 See, I'm the cool guy here. I know everything.
Thumbs up.
No, Ninja, the video game streamer. He makes reportedly. When I say reportedly, he's actually bragged about it. Upwards of $500,000 a month playing
If you
video
brags
games
about
online.
it, it's at least half, don't you think?
You think so?
I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know. He didn't seem like a guy who would lie, but I totally bought into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the guy. He's probably a nice dude. Hey, Ninja.
Yeah, he's the
follow link here.
He's one of the 20 people who've seen this
Yeah.
episode. I might have to bleep his name. No, he's a good dude, as far as I know. But I think it'd be interesting. I mean, I have so much downtime, and I want to do so many things with my downtime. I feel like I'll just add shit onto the schedule and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Podcast being one of them. I mean, I spend all day sitting around editing photos, so why not just take a break and have a chat with some alcohol-free beer and some good people.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yes, sir. And on that note, let's wrap up the first ever Perspektiv Podcast with Kyle and Speedy Pete. Thank you, Mr. Pete.
Thank you, Mr. Kyle.
I appreciate you coming. Let's wrap it up there. Thank you, everybody. Hope you had a blast. If you liked it, like, subscribe, and press the bell or whatever all that stuff means. See you later.
Peace.